Alright, well hello there everyone, Gabby here, welcome back to another Minecraft video. So, as previously mentioned in our last video, this is part 2 of 3 in the huge review of Fisk's new update for the FISKHEROES mod. So, as you'll see by the title, we are going to be looking at the new suits and suit changes. So I hope you guys are strapped into your seat and ready to go. So first of all, let's just have a visual look at these awesome looking 7 new suits. Some of them you might recognize, some of them you might not. Hopefully you recognize all of them, because they're all very awesome. So the first suit that we're going to look at is Agent Liberty. So anyone who is a Supergirl fan will know who this is. He is basically the main villain in Season 4, I think, who really just hates Supergirl. So first we're just going to have a look at what it says on the chest plate. Retractable blade, he's a tier 2, there are his stats. Remember, stats can always be improved using the suit augmentator that we showed in the last video. So let's put this on and let's test it out. So now we can actually go a little bit more in depth about what's happening in the top left corner. So you see it shows what the keybind is and what the keybind does. This is an extremely useful and helpful thing that Fisk has added. It basically tells you exactly what the keybinds are and exactly what they do for every single suit. Like, it will change for every single suit and tell you exactly what they do. So for him, toggleable blade. He has this blade. That's kind of all he does. But, I mean, it looks super awesome, right? We'll look at it in F5. Good thing that there's no eye holes, because my eyes never line up with any suits. The next suit that we're going to look at is Crossbones. So I actually haven't tried out this suit, so I'm not entirely sure what he does, but let's see. It's pretty simple to learn, considering it tells me that I just have to do this. And I guess this is an increased punch. So pain resistance, so there's my stats. We actually have 2 extra health, or I guess 1 extra heart. It would show it more if we were in game mode. So there it is. And we have a charged punch, which will do a lot more damage than a regular punch. And he just looks awesome. So the next suit that we have is the Black Manta. Now this suit is decked. It looks awesome, it feels awesome, and you're gonna love it. So as you can see in the top left corner, there are 3 awesome powers that he can do with keybinds, as well as the fact that he can fly. Another cool thing that he has is a toggleable blade, similar to the first 2 suits we showed off. He looks super awesome with this blade. Look at him. So one more thing that I should mention while we are using a suit with propelled flight is that you now do actually take fall damage if you just let go of spacebar while you're midair. A way to avoid this from happening is right before you hit the ground, just to like hit spacebar so that you have a little hover, so that you don't just slam your feet right into the ground and break all your bones. And the super cool and last thing that I will show off from Black Manta is his Ray Blast. So we're just going to go ahead and run over to these sheep over here, who are very unsuspecting, and we are going to hold down C. And we're going to just blast them out of the park. So this has a crazy knockback, it does a crazy amount of damage, and if I can get one of these guys to stand still, I'll show you the knockback. So you can send things flying up in the air. You can just kill things, and it's not just one blast, it's an entire ray blast. So you can move it left, right, up, down for a couple seconds, and you really have a much better range of attack there. So the next suit that we are going to show off is Rupture. So unlike literally all the other suits in this update, he actually comes with his very own weapon. So we're going to grab this suit, we're going to grab this weapon, and we're going to show off what he can do. So as you can see, I have nothing in my top left corner up until I actually take out the scythe. And in that point, we can hold down C to charge up our scythe, and we're going to go into F5 mode here. So look at how cool that looks. It's literally electrified. So then what we're going to do is we're going to walk over, I think that this will be in range here, and we're just going to try and hit one of these animals. And yeah, so we attack that horse. The range is pretty far. I'm actually pretty surprised about the range there. You do actually have to hold down C, just so that you know. And the range is pretty insane, I will be honest. So the next suit that we're going to look at is the Iron Man Mark 85. And honestly, this is so awesome. I know that there's already another suit that is very similar to this, but this one is just, I just can't get over how cool it is. So as you can see in the top left corner, there are quite a few things we can do with this suit. So we're just going to show off some of the things that will look more visually appealing in F5 mode, which would be the shield for sure is one of them. So what you do for the shield is you have to first toggle it, pressing V, which now you can see it's on my little wrist there, and then you right click to block, and there's that shield. Look at how awesome that looks. I mean, seriously, like, I can't get over how awesome everything looks. Also practically so useful. The other thing that we can do with V is toggle our blade, which, I mean, geez, man, look at that. So cool looking. Then we can just put away everything, and there we go. So we're going to show off the repulsor beams now, which, I mean, like, I just look at that. I can't. Look at that. Look at the animation. Look at how cool it looks. Your back pops up. I mean, like, geez, man, look at how cool that looks. I'm sure it does a ton of damage, too. I'm not sure what the range is. I guess we can try and kill one of these sheep over here. It didn't reach. But it looks incredibly awesome. Next suit we are going to show off is the incredible new Captain America suit, which you might recognize from the new Disney Plus show. So we're just going to go ahead and put this thing on and show you its full glory. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and press shift on here and have a look at what we've got. So as you can see, this is a Captain America suit. However, it is Sam Wilson, which means it is also a Falcon suit. So as you can see, Wakandan Flight Pack is a new thing. It's not going to be the same one on the regular Falcon. This is specific to the Captain America Sam Wilson suit. Also, we can throw shields. You just hold C and press. And don't forget that you need the electromagneticist or the shield will not come back. So that we no longer have that useless shield on our back, we can see the back of the suit, which looks absolutely incredible. The detail and the animation that you are about to witness is incredible. So, a quick reminder on how to fly. You jump, press spacebar while falling. However, you do now have to press control to actually use the propelled glided flight. Otherwise, you will just glide in downwards motion until you hit the ground. If you do hold shift, it will close your thing, so be careful not to mix up those two buttons while you're actually gliding around. And the coolest part about this is that you can hover. How cool is that? Now, this is not on the original Falcon suit. Also, the wings look awesome. Everything about this looks awesome. I mean, just look at how cool I look, right? And last but not least, in our lineup of new suits, we have Mysterio. So, as always, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and press shift on here and see what we got. So, drone illusions. This thing is awesome. You guys are not ready for this. I wasn't ready for this. Nobody was ready for this. But first of all, we're going to take a look at what's in our top left corner before we move into what that situation is. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the stuff in the top left there, because I think you're going to really like this stuff. So first of all, let's have a look at the charged beam. So we're going to go ahead and hold C and just absolutely decimate that dude. Let's do it in F5 so you guys can see how cool this looks. I mean, seriously, how awesome is that? The next thing we can do is actually just aim properly and hold down just for a full wiping, sweeping beam of pain towards any mob that we feel like attacking. So let's go ahead and see what these squids are up to and just hold it down and, you know, just murder the squids, because absolutely why not? Alright, so this is, it's pretty simple to do. You just hold down B, you click on it, and then you follow the keys. So you can move your mouse while you do this, but I wouldn't recommend pressing any other buttons as you will mess it up. So, D, W, A, S, D, S, A, and, I mean, look at them! Look at these drones! They can't attack him because there's blocks in the way. I guess they can a little bit, but I mean, look at these drones! I can't, like, they're amazing looking. Awesome. How, why, when, where, how? So those were all of the new suits and new abilities that have been added. Now let's look at something a little old and a little new. So here we have our 3 suit fabricator iterator situation things. Nothing in them has actually changed. However, they have been, as you can see, retextured, and I think they look a lot cooler now. Definitely something that this mod needed was a little spruce up of its textures, and we got a lot of those in this one. So I hope everyone is super pleasantly surprised with how cool everything looks. So first we're going to start off looking at Killer Frost. So she has had some changes to her base power as well as other stuff. So as you can see, cryogenic philosophy, you can go ahead and look at what all of that means in the metahuman log, but specifically there are some changes to her actual power, and she also has cellular regeneration now, so I think that's pretty cool. So in terms of her actual power, as you can see top left, it's showing us that we can charge ice. Nothing new there until it shows off the freeze spike. So we press V and look at our hand. I mean, now we just have a weapon. It's really just a weapon. Or you can also throw it. So another change that has come with the Killer Frost suit is that you now can actually walk on water. It makes ice below your feet, and you can have a nice little pathway. So next we're going to go ahead and look at the very minor change that has come to the Savitar suit. So as you can see, with all the speedster suits, there is a new way of using your speed. You actually just activate it using C, and then you hold down C and use your scroll wheel, as you can see in the top right, to change the amount of speed bars that you have active. We're going to turn this off, and we're going to see a new option, which is Toggle Spike. So yeah, just press it and you have a brand new sword that you can use at will. The next suit we're going to have a look at is Black Panther. So yeah, it's pretty much just the same as Savitar in terms of the new ability, which is a claw. You can't see it all too well just from first person, but I will press it here so you can see them go away and come back. The next suit that we're going to be looking at is the Ant-Man suit, and as many people have popularly been demanding and asking, as you can see, we now have a giant mode! I mean, crap, guys, look at this. And as you can see on the side of his arm and on the suit, it's blue now instead of the other color, which was, I believe, dark orange, red, which indicates that we're using a different power here. And as you can see at the bottom, it is slowly using up our blue bar, very similarly to the Mark 85 suit, where that red bar goes down the longer you have it open and being used. And if we go ahead and get out of this, you'll see that the bar will slowly go back up, and we now no longer have the option to use giant mode until that bar is full again. Another thing to mention is that the way you change size has also changed. It is very similar to how you use speed as the speedsters, where you hold down C and you can use your scroll wheel to go bigger and smaller. So the next suit we're going to look at is Trajectory. So Trajectory's base power has pretty much been completely changed and reworked to make it basically make more sense for the character. So if we go ahead and hold shift over here, we see that her power is now velocity 9, and she now actually has 6 base speed levels, up from what it used to be 4. A major difference here is that she has a slower regen. She's only at 25% regen, whereas the other speedsters are much higher than that. And actually, if she's using more than her 4 speed bars, her lightning becomes blue and she starts taking damage. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So right now we are at 4 speed bars, nothing weird going on. The second we add one more though, we have some blue lightning, and if we start running, we actually will slowly start taking damage while running, as you can see, because we are going too fast for what the body shouldn't be able to handle, and we're taking damage for it. So I think that's a very cool addition, actually. It definitely makes more sense to the character, and I really like it. I think it's pretty cool. So the next thing we're going to show off is not actually a specific change to a suit, but rather a function. So I know before you couldn't go through things like iron bars when you were small, even though you think it makes sense that you should be able to go through them. So actually, now you can. As you can see, these bars are very solid, definitely cannot walk through them. However, if we shrink down, we can just go right through them. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And the final suit change that we are going to show off, it's more of an item change, is the Grapple Gun along with Batman. So, similarly to the speed and the size manipulation, there is a change with the way you toggle your utility belt. So, C to toggle it on, C to toggle it off. Once it's on, you hold down C and use your scroll wheel to go through all the options. So, the new Grapple Gun is pretty cool. It definitely functions the way I thought it should originally, and I'm really happy with these changes. So we're just going to go ahead and grapple onto this horse and drag it towards us. That's right. You are no longer pulled towards an entity, but rather it's pulled towards you. And you can actually send things on their way to different places. So as you can see, we are now attached to this horse, but we can actually send this horse, if he'll come with us, we can send him back over there. Another thing is that it is actually a lot smoother when you are using this, in terms of like functionality and such, in terms of when you are gliding or when you are grappling off multiple things. It does feel like a much smoother animation, a much smoother pull and feel, and I definitely really like the change to the grapple gun. It's very subtle, but you can still notice it and feel the difference. So that pretty much does it for this video. We showed off all the new suits and all the changes to the current suits. If you guys have any questions, remember to leave them down in the comments. I will be happy to answer them as best as I can. And remember to check out the next video, as we will be looking at the changes to the Quantum Realm. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye!